Everybody, welcome back to the Power Couple. This is another Our Thoughts video, and this week it's going to be about Kingdom Hearts. Specifically, the first game that came out for the PlayStation 2 back in the year 2002, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty young.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people wanted to play because it was on the back of the console box.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it has one of the gimmicks of Kingdom Hearts or just in general the series, it has Disney characters.
And everybody loves those already.
Yeah, I know. So and plus they sprinkle in some Final Fantasy stuff also. So that's kind of nice because it's by Square Enix, the same people who do Final Fantasy.
It's a little cheesy though. If
Yeah, but that's okay. I think it has charm to it.
a
But
little.
okay, so first I gotta ask, how did you get a hold of the game first?
My best friend played it one day. He was on Agrabah, and at first I was like, "What the fuck is this Egyptian shit?" Because I don't know, it looked pretty cool. But then I'm like, "Holy shit, is that Aladdin? What are you doing? This is so cool!" And I kept watching him, and then I'm like, "Can I like borrow this for a little bit?" And he's like, or he brought over, and then like at the same, and he like also came with me to like try to help me go through the beginning because it is kind of confusing.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's how I was first introduced to it. You?
Actually, my aunt gave me it with a strategy guide. 'Cause it was her game first, and she gave it to me when she was done with it.
Was she? Did she 100% it?
I don't know.
Then you're
I'll
not
have to
done
ask
with
her.
it.
But you know what I mean. Like she just didn't have time, or she thought I would like it, so she gave it to me.
Well,
I was
she.
pretty bad.
I'm pretty sure all, if not most, kids were bad at it.
Yeah, because I
Cause
was like 6 or 7. I was pretty young.
Because for me, it was just a button masher of using the attack command, where
Same.
now I'm like, oh, there's a lot more depth into it, and I'm just now realizing how great magic is.
Yeah,
Like
same.
I'm midway through it, and I'm one-shotting Heartless. Okay,
Okay,
but
so
before we get carried away, we gotta explain what this game is, even though I assume most of our audience has heard of it.
Kingdom Hearts. Just gonna go into the plot. I'm not without getting into too much detail.
Or
Um,
too much the not so complex parts.
yeah. Well, the first one isn't very complex.
True.
So it starts with like these three kids, and they're wanting to, like they're just like normal kids, like 14, 15 years old, and they want to explore different worlds. So they're leaving on a raft, and
Right.
all of a sudden, like this giant like
Storm.
storm happened where these like creatures attacked their island, and then like the kids get separated. Well, you're the main character, is one of those kids, and he has a special weapon called the Keyblade that can fight the creatures, and they're called Heartless. And basically, what they are is like the darkness in people's hearts. It's really cheesy, but whatever.
Eh, um, yeah, that's a good way to explain it, I guess.
Yeah, and so the whole time you're the main character whose name is Sora
Sora.
is looking for the other two friends. And like one's a girl named Kyrie and the other's a boy named Riku.
And the other's a
And
douche named Riku.
but so he's looking for his friends, so he gets displaced from his world and tries to go to different worlds to find them.
Woo.
And that's how he meets Donald and Goofy who are looking for Mickey.
Because he
And that's it.
disappeared.
Yeah, and that's it, basically.
Mm,
And that's the whole story of the first game.
not, but here it gets a lot more complicated though, and
He,
that's what that's what like the biggest criticism of the series is, especially once it gets to Kingdom Hearts 2. You're just like, what the fuck?
oh yeah, definitely.
Like, but in this one, it's not too like absurd, and I guess that's how it grew or drew its audience. I
Yeah.
mean, mostly
Well,
with the Disney character stuff.
One of the things I really liked about the first game is that it was really colorful.
Oh yes.
It was really, and the music. Oh, the music.
Yeah.
Um. Also, I like a lot of like I already talked about the music. There's also a huge variety in enemies you fight.
Yeah, you're right. Because you both have ones that are stationary, well, not stationary, but they're like grounded, and then some that are actually in the air. And at one point, like you get to go all over the place in the air.
Oh yeah, and so as the game progresses and the different worlds you visit, you might have like a different advantage. Like for example, there's a water level, and so you have to adapt for that, and you also have to fly.
And actually, the swimming controls aren't too bad in my opinion.
No, I thought they were pretty easy to use.
Yeah, your mobility, unlike in like your normal mobility is kind of slow in this game, but in the water world somehow it's a bit enhanced.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, I also have to say sometimes the character designs is pretty questionable.
Yeah, I mean, Square Enix has been notorious for some weird designs, like especially for like I've heard Final Fantasy 15 looks kind of weird, and those designs were made like before 2010, I think.
Oh yeah, and like for example, all the characters have really big fucking feet for no reason.
And shoes, they should be playing basketball.
I know. Um, and also another thing that really bothered me, and I remembered I used to get so pissed off as a kid, is that some of the platforming was so irritating.
It was the my biggest criticism is that the camera feels like it's too close to you. So at some point you can't see what's going on. If and
Uh,
sometimes the camera will go behind something like a pole or even a wall.
yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, but then again, it was made in like 2002, so
Right. Later in Kingdom Hearts 2 they fixed that and it was wonderful.
yeah.
Oh
Um,
my god.
they also had a lot of different worlds. There were some not so great ones and some really good ones. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I fucking hated a world because
Should
like
we
it
just
was
say what they are?
yeah, like there's okay, so you basically Monstro eats you and like
From
eats
what Monstro from Pinocchio. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
from
a lot of
Pinner.
people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people won't know that because
Yeah.
Pinocchio coming out of like 1950.
Yeah, but like you basically you're inside the whale and like you it's like a maze in there and it's really fucking annoying.
It's not that difficult,
But I
honest.
remember as a kid I was like, "No."
Yeah, you had no sense of direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
However, I thought one of the worlds that was pretty fun. Um, I really enjoyed Halloween Town.
As everyone else who shops at Hot Topic.
Shut up. I just liked how different the designs were and stuff.
Yeah, like
Sora looks really cool
pretty much
because
any.
he looks spooky.
It's the one world where you look drastically different. I mean, other than Atlantica, which
Yeah,
was the
which is
water world.
yeah, where like you're a merman.
Right.
Except Donald looks fucking weird. He's like an octopus thing.
I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know either. What about you? Do you have a favorite or and a not favorite?
I'm gonna be lame and pick Traverse Town.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just going there, just makes you feel warm inside, especially with the music in that world. It's so nice and relaxing.
yeah,
But
I can understand that. Like I like the music in that one. Like whenever you're fighting Heartless.
hmm if we're gonna go for like favorite Disney-esque world, I'm probably gonna go with Agrabah.
Oh yeah,
I like again with the music. I like how vertical it is compared to well, actually a lot of the places are vertical now that I think about it.
no, but I know what you mean. It actually
Yeah.
is if you were actually in a marketplace.
Oh yeah, or in the Cave of Wonders.
Oh yeah. I also forgot about how I really liked God, what's it called? I really like Hollow Bastion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thinking about it, if you're not inside the castle, it's a pain in the ass because you could just fall down and have to get all the way back up. Like it can be easy to fall off because of some platforming.
Yeah. Um but I don't know. I just like the atmosphere. It's kind of like cool because you see like those giant like doors and like stuff
Mm-hmm.
in the background and it looks really cool.
And the library looks nice too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're talking a lot about the world. Let's talk about the combat.
Um, I'd say the combat, for the most part, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, unless you're playing on Proud or above, because I think there's a
Hmm.
difficulty above that.
Oh, I forgot what it was called.
Well, it was added into the final mix version, which I'll get into later.
Okay. Well, like I say that the combat really is just button mashing, unless you want to use magic. You have magic commands, so like cure is a very important command that you need. It heals yourself
I mean,
or whoever
you
you
also get
want.
you also get items to use, but they're not as it's not as convenient to use, which they fixed later in Kingdom Hearts 2, where they can actually make a shortcut to an item.
Yeah, but yeah, like you're like later on you're gonna need to use magic, but at the beginning it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you're not given a whole lot of MP to use, and you don't have a whole lot of options until like midway through the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think one of my favorite parts about the combat system is the abilities, because there's so many things you can do with them that it in no one playthrough could possibly the same. Or well, if if you have a different mindset going into it, you could definitely have a different play or fighting style.
Oh
Because
yeah, definitely.
like you said, I've been used to just always using attack, never using magic. But playing Proud, I have to be more conscious because it's really easy to die, even to like the standard Heartless. Like you have to watch their attacks, know when to dodge, when to guard. Which for me currently, I got at level 30 something, so that was a pain in the ass.
Oh, I bet.
And I don't know.
Also, we forgot to mention that you have partners throughout your worlds.
Right, so
So you can
uh,
have up to two partners. The standard ones that you have is Donald and Goofy. Donald fucking sucks.
it's all right.
He
He's it.
always so
If you're
Donald's the wizard.
if you're strictly relying on him to heal you, then yes, he sucks.
Yeah,
But he actually knows the weaknesses of Heartless. Like if you sees a fire based one, he uses Blizzard. If he sees a and vice versa, if there's a Blizzard based one, he uses fire.
yeah, but but it sucks because it never fails that like I'm about to die and I heal myself and then literally like 2 seconds later Donald heals me and I'm like, Donald, I'm gonna kill you. But but I really like, and then Goofy is pretty good, but he has a large HP, but he doesn't have a lot of MP.
True.
And,
So
and
it's all
Donald's the opposite.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Also, I like to take away the items they have, so I have them.
Right, and you can customize the frequency they do certain stuff, like their attacks, or if they use items or certain skills. You can't get it to they only use act like you can't have Dawn only use like fire or cure magic, but you can set it so that they how often they use offense or defense magic or offense or defensive skills.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on the reliability about that though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because I know usually set like healing stuff to like when it's like at critical moments, but sometimes they don't do anything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and so and basically like Donald and Goofy are the standard party members that you get, so they'll be with you the whole time. But if sometimes if you go to a different world, you can cycle through different people. So for example, like he was saying earlier in Agrabah, you can get Aladdin.
Right, and then others include Tarzan, Ariel, Jack Skellington, Peter Pan, and even Beast from Beauty and
Oh
the
yeah, I
Beast.
love Beast. I'm trying to think if there's any more. I don't
No.
think so. Yeah. No, there isn't. But you can summon some people, but that requires both party members to disappear.
Right, and the summons in this game don't feel like they contribute too much. Like, I usually forget about them.
The only one I really spam is Tinkerbell.
Right, in certain situations, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see
basically
it.
Tinkerbell keeps your like HP up.
Like, yeah, she's constantly healing, and you don't have to. Most of the time, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and so like for example, there's was this really hard boss which was a Maleficent dragon form, and I was like, and she constantly is attacking,
Right.
like whether that be with fire or she's biting or smacking the ground, and so I'd have to like spam Tinkerbell. Yeah, I remember doing that. It sucked. Um, but it is actually a really long game, which I appreciate.
Oh
Like, there's
yeah,
lots of stuff to do.
yeah. And each world could take upwards from an hour or longer, depending on if you're trying to grind out just a little bit, so you're ready for the boss fight. Because I've learned personally, if you try to go through every world without even finding a single heartless, the bosses are going to destroy you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, I tend to fight every heartless I see, to be honest.
Right. And there's a certain point where you're just like, okay, I'm done. I think I'm ready.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and boss heartless, like you can't leave the battle.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time
There's
you
some
can't leave the battle.
there's some where you can, but if you come back, their health is completely restored. So,
Yeah,
eh.
yeah, and then but the good news is that for the most part that's a one and done thing. Like there are some that can like come back later, but for the most part, like they're all gone and you never see them again.
Right, they don't. Some of them are not cycled through again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like for example, uh, like the boss that you fight in Traverse Town, you fight him again later.
Right,
Yeah.
but then another. Well, okay. Speaking of boss monsters, so while you do get some Disney companions, you also get some of the villains from the various worlds. So Jafar, Ursula, uh, Hades, Oogie Boogie, and I'm gonna forget one. Oh, Captain Hook.
Oh, I think that one of my favorite ones that I fought was probably Captain Hook.
Yeah, he's really silly, and he doesn't really take his job seriously. Like he's sort of in this league of villains, but he's he doesn't take it seriously at
Oh,
all.
did you say Ursula?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you think I forgot her?
Yeah.
She was one of the
It's
most annoying ones.
yeah. I personally think that Jafar is more annoying.
No, you crazy.
No, it's just because he flies around so much.
No, he does. Uh, well, yeah, but you're not constantly being hit with lightning.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
Oh,
but
I thought you were talking about like the first boss
no,
with
the
Ursula.
second one where you're hitting her face and she has this goofy expression on her.
Oh yeah, whenever you're fighting giant Ursula.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Oh,
Also, there's like funny Easter eggs that you can find.
explain.
Like whenever you so you can go to Wonderland, and if you hit the queen, she like flips over and you can see her underwear.
You consider that an Easter egg.
Kinda.
No, I would say was if you go into the tea garden, um, they're crying that it's a or it's like their unbirthday, and I remember watching the film that they mentioned that. So there are some references to the movie or the movies the worlds are from. Like, I guess, I mean, of course, plot wise, some of them like it's kind of weird because some of them don't and some of them do. So like, take the Olympus Coliseum. It does not follow the movie Hercules, but then you have Agrabah, which actually does follow the storyline of Aladdin.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it's kind of inconsistent. I mean, it's eventually changed in some of the other games to where they're a bit more. Uh,
Like the movies.
yeah, I guess I can't think of the word.
Like, I don't know.
Oh,
Similar.
Eh.
Eh.
Now, the part I want to get to, I guess, is the end game. So you don't when you beat the game. There's no starting over. You can only go back to your last save point before starting the final boss battle. But like Sarah said, there's so much you can do. Is even in like the Final Mix version, which was originally a version of Kingdom Hearts updated a little after 2002. I don't know the year it was made, but they added additional content, and we didn't get that till the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix game released for PlayStation 3 like a couple years ago, and then recently also added to PS4. And so there's like secret boss battles. Yeah, there's a lot of collecting. Like you have to find the world for 101 Dalmatians, which isn't that like Britain or London?
Yeah.
Ironically, we lost a country, but their world, in air quotes, was taken or whatever, and the Dalmatians were spread all over the place. So you have to go and find them, and they reward you for finding X amount. There's getting better equipment. Like there's literally the Ultima weapon, which can take a while because you have to get certain items which drop from certain enemies, which have certain drop rates. So it's a little bit of a grind, but in the end, it seems worth it to me. And
also, you can do like matches at the Coliseum, which is like Hercules World, and you can do ranked matches. You can enter with the party members. You can go by yourself, and you can also do a time limit.
Yeah, it's basically just a tournament setup kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. And overall, it's just a really fun and entertaining game. The story can be a little complicated, and the dialogue can be a little cheesy from time to time. I'm looking at you, smiling Sora.
Yeah. There's a but overall, I really like the game because like it's just, well, one, it's nostalgic for me because I've played it ever since I was little, and two, it's just fun. Like there's never a point where I'm like, I hate this, you know?
Right. Like it wasn't until later I got a little more critical about it.
Yeah, but I could sit, literally, this is one of the games where I could sit here and play for hours. And I can't say that about many games.
Right.
Okay.
What would you rate this game overall?
Probably like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I was thinking 8. 1 point taken away because the story being complex and silly at times. And then 2, pretty much the camera alone kind of ruins it for me at times.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the camera and platforming.
Because I've literally died at something I couldn't see at a couple moments, but at the same time, I've played this game over at least 8 times, so I'm synced well over 100 or 200 hours into this game just because I like going through it. I like the worlds. I adore the music.
Oh yeah, definitely. The music is probably one of the best things about it.
Right. All right.
All right. Well, Well, on the next week, we'll do either a podcast or another Our Thoughts video. Make sure you tune in next time and be sure to like and subscribe and
Yeah, and
ask and
if you have any suggestions for a future video, let us know. We can possibly cover more of the Kingdom Hearts games if you want. There's some Sarah still haven't touched or doesn't know too much about, but I personally have almost seen everything except for, say, Kingdom Hearts Key, because that game is weird on the smartphone. It's not my kind of game, but the original games as well as a couple others have been some of my favorites throughout my pretty much life.
yeah. So we'll see y'all next time.
All right, you have a good day.
Okay, bye.